The Black Rock Desert is a semi-arid region, of lava beds and playa, or alkali flats, situated in the Black Rock Desert High Rock Canyon Emigrant Trail National Conservation Area, a silt playa 100 miles north of Reno that encompasses more than 300,000 acres of land and contains more than 120 miles of historic trails. It is in the northern Nevada section of the Great Basin with a lakebed that is a dry remnant of Pleistocene Lake Lahontan. The average annual precipitation at Gerlach is 7.90 inches. The Great Basin, named for the geography in which water is unable to flow out and remains in the basin, is a rugged land serrated by hundreds of mountain ranges, dried by wind and sun, with spectacular skies and scenic landscapes. The region is notable for its paleogeologic features, as an area of 19th-century emigrant trail to California, as a venue for rocketry, and as an alternative to the Bonneville Salt Flats in northwestern Utah, for setting land speed records. It is also the location for the annual Burning Man Festival. The Black Rock Desert is part of the National Conservation Area, a unit of the Bureau of Land Management National Landscape Conservation System. The NCA is located in northwest Nevada, and was established by legislation in 2000. It is a unique combination of desert playa, narrow canyons, and mountainous areas. Humans have been in Black Rock Desert since approximately 11,000 BC. In 1300 BC the area was settled by the Paiute people. The large Black Rock Formation was used as a landmark by the Paiute and later immigrants crossing the area. The landmark is a conical outcrop composed of interbedded Permian marine limestone and volcanic rocks. At its base is a large hot spring and grassy meadow, which was an important place for those crossing the desert headed for California and Oregon. In 1843, John Fremont and his party were the first white men to cross the desert, and his trail was used by over half the 22,000 gold seekers headed to California after 1849. In 1867, Hardin City, a short-lived silver mill town, was established. Geography. The Black Rock Desert region is in northwestern Nevada and the northwestern Great Basin. The playa extends for approximately 100 miles northeast from the towns of Gerlach and Empire, between the Jackson Mountains to the east and the Calico Mountains to the west. The Black Rock Desert is separated into two arms by the Black Rock Range. It lies at an elevation of 3,907 feet and has an area of about 1,000 square miles. There are several possible definitions of the extent of the Black Rock Desert. Often people refer just to the playa surface. Sometimes terrain which can be seen from the playa is included. The widest definition of the Black Rock Desert region is the watershed of the basin that drains into the playa. The intermittent Quinn River is the largest river in the region, starting in the Santa Rosa Range and ending in the Quinn River sink on the playa south of the Black Rock Range. The watershed covers 11,600 square miles including the upper and lower Quinn River, Smoke Creek Desert, Massacre Lake, and Thousand Creek Virgin Valley watersheds of northwestern Nevada as well as small parts across the borders of California and Oregon. If the playa is wet for a month or so, the shallow waters teem with fairy shrimp, or anostraka born of eggs that lay dormant in the silt crust for long periods of time, sometimes for many years. The edges of the playa and the Quinn River sinks stay wet longer than the rest of the playa, which concentrates the fairy shrimp and migratory birds in those areas. More than 250 species of neotropical birds and many other water birds stop in Black Rock High Rock country for varying lengths of time. When wet, especially in spring, the playa is a favorite place for these winged visitors to rest and feed. When it rains, the playa can become extremely sticky, bogging down four-wheel drive vehicles. Some areas of the Black Rock are environmentally sensitive and close to all vehicles. Humboldt, Pershing and Washoe counties of Nevada intersect at the Black Rock Desert. Mountain ranges The following mountain ranges are within or bordering the Black Rock Desert region. Geologic features The desert has numerous volcanic and geothermal features of the northwest Nevada volcanic region, including two black rock points at the southern end of the Black Rock Range and which have dark Permian volcanic rocks similar to another Permian black dye-based dike formation in Nevada. The portion of the Lake Lahontan lakebed in the Black Rock Desert is generally flat with Lahontan salt shrub vegetation, widely scattered hot springs, and a playa. In areas of the lakebed along mountains, rain shadow results and desert precipitation levels. The playa of the Black Rock Desert lakebed is 200 square miles within an area bounded by the Calico Mountains Wilderness, Gerlach, the Applegate National Historic Trail, and the Union Pacific Railroad. The South Playa in Washoe Company is between Gerlach and the southwest boundary of the National Conservation Area, while the northeast NCA portion of the playa in Humboldt Company is between the NCA boundary and the Applegate National Historic Trail. A nobles route between Gerlach and Black Rock Hot Springs extends through the length of the playa. The playa's Quinn River sink of 3 square miles is where the Quinn River discharges evaporates 2.75 miles south-southwest of Black Rock Hot Springs. Mining prospecting and mining has occurred in the Black Rock region since the mid-19th century. U.S. Gypsum Corporation operated a gypsum mine and drywall manufacturing plant in Empire, which employed 107 people and produced 266,300 tons of gypsum in 2008. Allied Nevada Gold Corporation reopened the Highcroft gold mine in 2008 after acquiring it from Vista Gold Corporation. Highcroft is a strip mining operation in the Kama Mountains near Sulphur on the east side of the Black Rock Desert. An opal mine is in the base of the Calico Mountains on the west side of the desert. Paleontology bones of the mammoths that roamed the area around 20,000 BC have been recovered. In 1979 a fossilized Columbian mammoth was found. Copies of the bones are now exhibited at the Nevada State Museum, Carson City. Land speed records, the flatness of the Black Rock Desert's lakebed surface has led to the area's use as a proving ground for experimental land vehicles. It was the site of 2 successful attempts on the world land speed record. In 1983, Richard Noble drove the jet-powered Thrust II car to a new record of 634.015 miles per hour. Noble also headed up the team that beat the Thrust II record. In 1997, Thrust SSC became the world's first, and so far, the only supersonic car, reaching 763.035 miles per hour. Rocketry records and attempts, in addition to the flat surface, distance from populated areas and uncontrolled airspace over the area also attract experimentation with rockets. The following are highlights of amateur rocketry records set at Black Rock. On November 23, 1996, the Reaction Research Society launched a rocket to 50 miles in altitude, a significant leap in amateur rocket altitude records at the time. On May 17, 2004, the civilian space exploration team launched a rocket to 72 miles in altitude, which was the first amateur rocket to exceed the 62.14-mile Kármán line required to claim a space flight. Other rocket launches attempting various altitude records or spaceflights have occurred at Black Rock. In May 1999, JP Aerospace used a raccoon in an unsuccessful suborbital spaceflight attempt covered by CNN. The rocket reached 75,000 feet, which was far less than the intended Kármán line to reach space. CSXT made unsuccessful space launch attempts in 2000 and 2002 before the successful 2004 spaceflight. JP Aerospace returned to the desert in 2009, launching an armchair to the edge of space for Space Chair, an advertisement for Toshiba electronic products. On September 21, 2013, the University of Southern California's Rocket Propulsion Laboratory launched its first space shot attempt, Traveler, intended to achieve a max altitude of 75 miles. The rocket experienced a catastrophic failure 3.5 seconds into flight at an altitude of approximately 10,000 feet. If successful, Traveler would have been the first university student-designed and built rocket to exceed the 62.14-mile Kármán line required to claim a space flight. RPL's second attempt, Traveler 2, flew in May 2014. It also failed catastrophically, approximately 1 second into the flight. History. More than 15,000 years ago, the Humboldt River flowed to the Smoke Creek Black Rock Desert sub-basin, and during the recession of Lake Lahontan, the river diverted to the Carson Desert sub-basin. During the highest Lahontan water level, the lakebed was under about 500 feet of water, under which sediment accumulated to form a flat lakebed. Great Basin tribes inhabited the area 7.0 Chia, and a FRA copyright Mont expedition encountered the site in 1843, but the 40th Parallel Survey conducted the first official exploration. In the late 1840s, Peter Lasson led California Trail emigrants through the desert's Applegate-Lasson Cutoff, an arduous route that took them hundreds of miles away from the gold lands of California. By 1910, Western Pacific's Feather River route had been completed across the east side of the lakebed on the general route first explored by Lieutenant E. G. Beckett in 1854. By 1927, the desert had been used for filming the winning of Barbara Worth. In World War II, 973 square miles of the Black Rock Desert was used for a USAAF aerial gunnery training range, and post-war, the North region of the United States Navy's Lovelock Aerial Gunnery Range was in the Black Rock Desert area. In 1979, a fossilized Columbian mammoth was found along the side of the lake bed. The first Balls rocket event was held at the desert in 1993, and in 1998, the first annual Gerlach glider race from Reno to the desert was held. For its 30th anniversary, the Black Rock Press published a 1994 book of desert photographs. The Friends of the Black Rock High Rock organized in 1999, and a National Conservation Area Act the next year created several protected areas of the desert. Also in 2000, Lisa O'Shea died 7 days after being scalded in Double Hot Springs when she attempted to rescue 2 dogs, and the Bureau of Land Management subsequently fenced Double Hot. 21st century Jack Lee Harrelson was fined $2.5 million in 2002 for archaeological looting of Elephant Mountain Cave, and in 2008, an injured man was rescued when an aircraft pilot radioed for help after noticing him lying face down on the lake bed. In 2010, the Bureau of Land Management Winnemucca District Office completed a roundup of 1,922 wild horses in the Calico Mountains complex, of which 39 died of malnutrition due to overgrazing. It is currently the location for the annual Burning Man Festival. Transportation. Nevada State Route 447 is the area's main highway and connects Gerlach to SR 427 at Wadsworth, Nevada, near Interstate 80. The desert's dirt roads are generally not usable in wet or snowy conditions. Old Highway 34 provides access to the playa on the west side and to the Highcroft Flat. Old Highway 48 connects the playa to Lovelock, and Old Highway 49 provides access to the lake bed from the Sulphur and Jungo ghost towns. The Feather River route uses the lake bed's east side between Sulphur and Gerlach. Light aircraft have landed on the lake bed for events. References. External links. Media related to Black Rock Desert at Wikimedia Commons.